Nick, whenever you're ready.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Quick and Slow Comedy Show. I'm your host, Nick McQuik. As always, I'm joined in studio by my talented and handsome producer, Tom Brandt.
I moisturize.
Yes, you do every day, or else you're canned.
That's my job here.
Yeah, your
is
job
to be the
is
hot one.
Skin model. But yeah, today we don't have the camera crew here, so audio only. And if you don't like it, please leave us a 5-star review to change my mind. Joining us in studio, we have both heads from the Runaway Hit podcast. Press start to join Josh and Alan.
Hello. We usually do our thing.
What's your thing?
Hi, I'm Josh.
And I'm Alan.
And we're press start to join.
Well, there you go. You can do your thing still. And I guess before we get into it, you guys have had a podcast as long as I've had a podcast.
Yeah,
about that.
We were comparing podcast sizes earlier.
Yep, and they're both as long, but one's got more girth. And that'll be.
We had a rebrand. So now we're on the new episode numbers.
What was it? Press select to join before?
No.
Now
Press A?
it's PS2J Classic now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And yeah, the rebrand, we're running on numbers now. And as of this recording, 246 came out.
So I can't even remember when I first met you. I think we met at a podcast meetup.
For sure. That sounds exactly
Yeah.
right.
We did. And did you guys also... You saw me do comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
gave us tickets and
Yes,
we
came
went.
out and saw me do comedy, which is always embarrassing for me. It's like, hey, come watch me do my talent show.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys came out, and I started following you mainly, as weird as this sounds, on your YouTube.
Which is like the worst place to follow us.
Yeah, it's pretty much dead now.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys just you really played off each other very well. I really liked Guacamelee.
It's good.
Yeah, that was a good game. And then also Metal Gear, was it Rising?
Yep.
Metal Gear
Revengeance.
Rising Revengeance.
Oh God, that's a terrible name.
know.
That's such a bad name.
Wait. Rising Revengeance?
Metal Gear Rising : Revengeance.
It's the best $4 game we've ever played.
Thanks, I hate it.
They flipped a coin for what it was going to be. Rising or Revengeance landed on this side. They get both names.
Yeah, I'm guessing there was going to be like a spin-off series like Metal Gear Solid, but it kind of didn't happen because it ended up being like a $4 game. So
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because Metal Gear is tactical espionage action, and this is lightning fast action, I think.
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
sounds
been a
about
while.
Less crawling?
Lots of using your sword with your feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's. Oh yeah, you have a sword. You're a ninja robot. You know, like Metal Gear.
And don't forget Blade Mode, where you can just kind of like pause the
Yeah.
action and slice anything to ribbons.
Oh yeah, you can cut watermelons up. It's a lot of fun.
You can slice up stairways that you need to progress accidentally. So it's just like, oh, I guess I'm reloading now. Whoops.
So in
Kojima's
other
finest
words, I forgot my joke. Never mind. Go on.
Great.
But at least he's got amazing skin.
Text me later.
So when did you guys like really start off as gamers? Like, do you remember the first game you picked up?
As soon as I realized I couldn't make friends. So, I don't know. Day 365?
Day 365. Like, what was the first game? I remember for me, I played Mario and Duck Hunt. It was a combination
yeah.
game. That was probably the first one, and I loved it. It was incredible. It just, like, there went my childhood. I put down the controller. I had a beard. That's sort of how it worked. What was the thing that got you guys into gaming?
For me, my uncle had an NES, so yeah, like Mario, Duck Hunt, Spy vs. Spy with no manual. So me and my sister were just kind of like running around a building, accidentally killing each other. They're like, "Hey, we got a briefcase! Oh, I lost the briefcase. I don't know what's happening."
Still fun.
Yeah.
I have a cousin that used to get everything.
Yeah.
So I have an odd collection of old consoles. NES, Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, Sega CD.
Wow.
And it's just like all the hockey games because that's what he liked. I just got hand-me-downs.
Wow. I think the only hockey game I really liked was Blades of Steel.
Yeah.
Oh, classic.
I got that.
Because I would spend the whole time just trying to get in a fight.
I did whatever I could to be. Once you had the advantage at halftime, you could play like Space Invaders or something on the screen in the middle. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was a good game.
no impact to any other part of the game.
Just like you got it to get a crappier game.
Yeah,
Hockey is a gentlemanly sport, and we don't want anything to affect the game. It's all on the ice, man.
Yeah. So you both got in with the NES, and is there any sort of system you've missed? Like you haven't got?
Me, Sega Saturn, and Dreamcast. Those are two I wanted because I was a Sega kid.
Yeah.
And haven't even gone back to them. I've actually gone back
Really?
and purchased the Nintendo stuff I never got. So probably 10 years ago, I got an N64.
You never had an N64?
No.
Oh my god.
And I shelled out when I got it because I got Ocarina of Time, Episode 1 Pod Racer,
Nice.
and Pokemon Snap.
Hell yeah.
Those are really all you need.
That's
Yeah.
a hat trick right there.
Yeah. Well, I went to Tom's brunch a while ago, and we had a Smash Brothers tournament on the original N64, and have the controls ever improved.
Oh, it's actually funny because I got when I got my 3DS, I got Smash Bros for it because I was like, this is why I'm getting this is for Pokemon Y and Smash Bros. So I got those both, and going back, I was just like, what the fuck? The lag this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the hit boxes are off too. Like,
There's no teching. You got to be able to tech.
yep.
Yeah, that thing. Definitely. What he said.
It's air dodging right above the ground. Wave dashing, I think somebody calls it. Too.
If you shield while falling, you do a quicker get up animation. That's what teching is.
I knew that, yeah. Thanks for explaining for everyone else.
Of course. But Tom kind of brought up a good point there. He bought a system for that game. Is there a system you guys remember buying just for one game?
The Switch, Breath of the Wild.
Really?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was planning on getting other games for it too, but definitely at the time it was like, yeah, Breath of the Wild was a Switch seller.
Original Xbox Halo, I think, was really the first.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
wait, now I'm going back. PS2, Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh yeah. That was an incredible. That I remember I bought that the day it came out. I bought the system and the game.
Oh, yeah.
And it was phenomenal. There was nothing like that before.
Yeah. And it's still all sandbox games work off that model.
Yeah.
Was that the first Grand Theft Auto that wasn't
3D, top down.
view?
Yeah, it was the first 3D over the shoulder.
There's Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 2, Grand Theft Auto London 1969.
You actually remember?
What?
I have them.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then 3, and I have it also for Xbox where they were showing off the power of the Xbox and put like a weird shine shader on everything. So all the cars have this shine that doesn't match anything in the game.
Just to show it's powerful.
Yeah.
That's a girth move.
Well, I remember the N64 had like an adapter you plugged into it to make it more powerful. You basically plugged
the expansion
RAM.
pack.
Yeah. And I think what was it you needed that for?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey
and Majora's
Kong.
Mask.
And Majora's Mask.
Fun fact about Donkey Kong.
Okay, let's get into it.
So it didn't need the expansion pack, but they added it because Donkey Kong 64 had a memory leak. And without the expansion pack, it would crash sooner. And they just expected people wouldn't leave their console on long enough for the memory leak to crash, and then shutting down the game reset that memory leak. So if you are emulating Donkey Kong 64, you can't leave your emulator running in the same state without restarting it, or you'll get that memory leak and crash.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why it was all bundled in.
Well, I remember the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo cost more money because they had to have an upgraded...
built in the cartridge.
Yeah, they had them built
Yeah.
into the cartridge back then. But yeah, I still remember the N64 being the system I probably played the most of.
Yeah.
I played GoldenEye,
Yep.
and I think we turned it on Friday, and I think it was Tuesday the console stopped working.
Oh, no.
It just melted.
And then you all blinked for the first time in a while.
Yeah, and then we were like, what's outside like?
Or there's the first Mario Party game and just massive blisters all over your palm for those spinning the control stick games.
Yeah, just pounding the buttons and mashing them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario Party has done more for like what would that be? No, carpal tunnel than anything else.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that thing destroys your wrists. So throughout the history, you guys are kind of video game historians almost.
Turned into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly Josh, and then he just kind of teaches me.
When Breath of the Wild was coming out, that's when I was like, hey, I'm going to do an episode where we just talk about the history of Zelda. And I was like, okay.
The Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah.
Before we rebranded it to history episodes.
That was a crazy game because, like, if you didn't have a manual, if you didn't know anything, like, you just turn on the game and there's a cave there, but you might not know that's a cave. You might
The
just
secret
be like,
to everybody.
that's a hole. I'm just gonna walk away from the hole, and you might not even get the sword.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can just go to any dungeon you want, except for like one you need a raft, but you could just go to any dungeon and be like,
Pretty
this
much.
is too hard. Yeah, that was a crazy game. I mean, the fact that like before that you could get you got a candle and you could burn trees and stuff, and you could never do that in another game. Like that's
Well, some trees would do nothing, and then just one tree was a tunnel.
yeah. But before that, like you just sort of walk to the left or go up. Like,
Yeah, it was all board like screens, and it would shift.
yeah, and you could just pick any direction. The only other game that I can think of where you could sort of just pick any direction, like a sandbox, was E.T. for the Atari.
Oh no.
Yeah, which I think historically is the worst game.
Yep, that's definitely a landfill was filled with them.
There is a worse one, and of course, it's slipping my mind.
Is it The Immortal?
I
'Cause
think
I've heard that one debated.
I think it's like Firefly or something. I'm so sorry.
Great TV show.
Sure.
Very true.
Yeah. Great TV show. Can't remember the video game.
That's definitely an opinion people have.
Oh yeah. It is. I don't know how well it's aged. I haven't revisited it.
Which Firefly
Yeah.
as a show? It's a reasonably good show.
I
The
remember
people that like it way too much.
I agree
resent
with
that.
that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's weird now in the age that we're in where it's like a show gets canceled and people make petitions.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, it was canceled. Like somebody made a choice.
I like when things end. So a lot of British series where it's like 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Or 2 series, and I'm like,
series, yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird. I bought The Office, the complete series.
Oh.
And
It's
then
like
realized,
just the one case.
Yeah, it was, this is just the first season. This isn't a whole
Yeah.
series.
Just the
Yeah.
one season, actually.
Yeah. They ruined it. So for you guys being, I don't know, amateur video historians, like what is the title? What do you
Have you
consider
been
yourself?
paid to be a video game historian?
Where the
Technically,
episodes
yes.
were paid for.
Yep.
So yes.
Professional.
Yep. So what is the best video game, the most timeless video game?
I'm gonna let Alan field this one first.
Oh no. Too much pressure. Okay.
Perfect.
Honestly, like I have huge recency bias just because that's how my brain works. So, Breath of the Wild, it feels like it's just it is a world. They built a physics engine and then put a game on top of it, and they're like, you can kind of do anything. Like you can solve a puzzle by doing the puzzle, or by taking all your metal weapons to line up this electricity from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
completely bypass stuff with weird physics, and watching speedruns is so cool.
Yeah.
And every time they kind of push the envelope like that, push the boundaries of the game, like instead of being a framework, being a world, I think that just adds to how timeless it really is.
Yeah, it is a hell of a game. We were actually talking before recording the podcast. I'm right at the final battle for it, and I don't want to do it because I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
So the amiibo actually add things you can't get, but they also don't count towards collections.
Yeah.
So I've got like the outfit, so I look like Wind Waker Link, and you can look like Ocarina of Time Link. It's great.
Yeah.
And one of them summons Epona too, which is the best horse in the game.
Really? Better than the motorbike horse?
I don't know. I have to still get it.
Have you guys ridden the Spirit of the Mountain or whatever?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
cool.
That's pretty.
It
dope.
does not like it.
No, it's very much a struggle.
Yeah.
It was. There's a lot of shit in that game.
So then I guess to you, Josh, what's the most timeless video game?
Trying to go not recency. I'm about to start playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 again
Oh,
from
yeah?
2006.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yes.
It's a very good game.
that game. Honestly, I played that game and I was like, I wish that you could get like a Star Trek version of this,
Ooh, that would be good.
where it's like less battle oriented and more puzzles and exploring and that sort of a thing. But still the same idea where you can do all the flight sims and do all of this, and you're on the planets.
Well, actually, okay. Have you ever seen Artemis Spaceship Bridge Simulator?
Absolutely not.
It's really cool. So basically, you have one computer working as like the server, the host, and then everyone else has like a computer or a phone or a tablet. And it's Star Trek. Like everyone has their own station. There's the captain. There's science. There's weapons. And you have to pilot the ship around. And it's like you can do scenarios. You can just do versus other ships.
God, that sounds dope.
It sounds very like you need to trust the people you're playing with.
Slash have friends.
And if you want a similar experience but 2D and cute, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool too. You have to run around the ship and go to different
Yeah.
stations. And
I don't know,
figure that
for
out.
like running around the ship and everything faster than light. Like, I'm in
FTL?
love. Yeah, FTL. I'm in love with that game.
Yeah, I did an experiment where this guy who was really good at FTL was playing on hard on our YouTube channel, and I was playing on easy, and the footage is like together on the same screen.
Oh yeah.
And I count like amounts of resets and stuff. That was a rough recording though. We had like I think one microphone between us.
Oh no.
And I just counted on me being louder than him, so it was like closer to him.
That's good. It's always weird when you've got like one microphone because you feel like you're sharing like a milkshake that neither of you are drinking. You just have to both get your faces in.
Delicious milk water.
So for direct sequels for video games, what do you think was the best? What was the best direct sequel?
Wait. Stop. For
Stop.
just a second.
Oh, what's that sound?
The best sequel so it matches the game, or the best sequel that makes the previous games look like shit?
I would say the best like sequential. So like Super Mario Galaxy doesn't really. It's not like part. They're all just all over the place. It's
So
not really
a continuing story.
Yes, a continuing story.
Okay.
Like which one really has blown out the original?
Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the only Legend of Zelda continuing one. Damn.
Yeah, it continues immediately after one of the timelines in
Yep.
Ocarina.
I'm surprised you didn't say Half-Life.
I mean, I would, except they just keep
Where the
teasing me with
fuck
the
is
last
Half-Life
one.
3?
Or
Where is it
Half-Life 2 Episode 3. They just hate the number 3.
Don't we all?
Yeah. It's yeah, man. Half-Life was so incredible, and now that game is old enough to drink.
Yeah.
Like, we've just been waiting forever for that.
And I actually read an article. People at Valve, they kind of get to like pick and choose what projects they're on, and like every like year or few months, someone's like, "I'm gonna make the next Half-Life," and then it just kind of peters out, and then another person's like, "I'm gonna make the next Half-Life," and then
Wow.
yeah.
That's it reminds me of probably the worst sequel, the Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah.
Duke Nukem Forever?
Oh god, it was so bad.
Oh, yeah.
And it bankrupt 3D Realms, and another company picked it up, and it
Well,
was just
it took a
terrible.
decade to make.
12 years.
Too long.
The bomb. 12 years in the making.
When you have to restart the project 6 times because new game engines are out.
Like, how long can nostalgia really last? Like,
Yeah.
like how long are you expected to wait for a sequel before you just give up? Like, if Half-Life,
Psychonauts 2, still waiting.
Psychonauts 2.
There's at least trailers.
StarCraft 2.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting on that, aren't we?
No, it's
StarCraft 2 is out.
Yeah.
No, StarCraft 2's out, but like they're still releasing because I've
third expansion's not out? Or is
I
it?
don't know.
I've got Twitch Prime, and they keep on releasing like all of these things. Like, oh, here's a new thing for StarCraft 2, and I'm like, we're still got new stuff coming out for this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they ever got the third campaign because I know it came out with one and then they eventually released a second one.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Wings of
think
Liberty, I want to say.
Yeah, it was.
Wings of Liberty, I think, is the first.
Okay.
Yeah, Terran, Zerg, and we're still waiting on the Protoss, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you,
Wow, how do I remember?
do you
Just
watch
say
a lot of
Protoss?
Twitch? It's Protoss. But
Protoss, yes. Protoss? Is Protoss?
Intaro Adun.
Oh, wow. There you go. Power overwhelming. I watch a little bit of Twitch. I mainly stream stuff on Twitch.
Right, okay.
And I stream late at night when nobody's awake. And people just come on and give me death threats and guess my sexuality. It's a lot of fun for me.
Good times.
Yep, just streaming Far Cry 5 right now.
Oh,
Yeah, it is a fun game.
I've gotten way into Kit Boga. Have you heard of him?
Kit Boga, no.
He has a virtual machine set up, and he calls and clicks on links for scammers. And basically, it's like he's seeing how long he can waste their time.
Oh, no.
Oh, is he that guy that had a TED Talk?
Not sure.
Because I saw a guy, he had a TED Talk, and he got a spam email, and he started replying to these spam emails, and that until one of the spam emails would reply back to him, and basically he'd be like, "Yeah, I want to do the thing that you're trying to spam me for, but I need you to do this for me."
That's James Veritek is the TED Talk guy that did about spam email. So yeah,
Okay.
similar thing, different name.
Well, he's got a whole setup where they're in a virtual machine, so they can't do anything
Yeah.
outside of it, and he's got like a voice modifier, so he does an old lady character.
Oh, so he can sound like Darth Vader?
No, well, he could if he wanted.
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know you guys used to do some YouTube stuff. Are you at all on Twitch?
I actually had my first stream like a week ago. I just did some Beat Saber on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Just messing around, trying it out.
And how do we just grab a seat? How do we find your Twitch?
I'm Jedka everywhere. Jedka.
And where does that come from?
Kind of a long story. Basically, it came in a dream, and it turns out it's the Slovenian word for caustic. Yeah, no idea. No idea where that came from.
Okay, so what are you taking before you go to sleep there? Like what brings those dreams on?
He's taking Jedka.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
I guess
It's like crocodile, but more caustic.
to you guys, what was the best video game system or is the best video game system? Like which one did you get the most bang for your buck out of?
Ooh, that's tough. Honestly, I think the
Hard-hitting
3DS.
questions here.
I think the 3DS with like all its iterations
Yeah.
had a lot of good games for it. Because there was the 3DS, 3DS XL, the new 3DS, and then the new 2DS, and it's just they all play the same games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got either I got the bang for my buck or Nintendo got the bang for my buck. I'm not sure who got the better on that
There
one.
definitely was bucks and
Yeah.
bangs.
More than a few.
Yes. Just like horses in a firework factory. Bucks and bangs.
I probably have the most value out of my Xbox One.
Your Xbox One.
It's the older one, so I still got my Kinect hooked up to it.
Really?
It's lost a lot of functionality, so I can't run all of Netflix, but I can still launch all my apps with my voice.
Okay, what do you mean you can't run all of Netflix?
You used to be able to say fast forward, and it would fast forward the Netflix
Oh,
show.
Okay,
yeah, with the
okay.
Kinect.
It just doesn't
Yeah.
have the commands.
But now I can
figured
just
you
say-
can only watch
Yeah.
Daredevil or something
Yeah.
on Netflix.
And I've been,
Only romantic comedies. No horror. It's
God.
locked down.
Only South Korean romantic comedy.
Well, and then I guess for like bang for your buck, what game do you have the most time in? Like which one have you put the most hours on?
mine is Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
I think
really?
last I checked, one save file had 18 days.
18 days.
Yes.
Damn.
That's a lot of hours.
And it's on our Instagram, and it's this whole big deal because I was bugged in Nuka World, and I deleted that save and tried starting over.
Okay, wait, 18 days. Did you just like fall asleep with it on? Because I've done that
No.
before with
No,
like some
that's
Japanese
over-
RPGs.
It's over 2 years playing that one character.
Really?
Yeah, named after Jurassic Park. It was Muldoon.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have some weird Slovakian name for that or anything?
Slovenian, thank you
Oh,
very
okay.
much.
Slovenian.
Yeah.
Yes, much better.
Because the robot in that, there's a list of names he'll say, and I
Yeah.
found that one, and I'm like, I already like that name. So when you come into town, he goes, Mr. Muldoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. I guess then what's one game you didn't really get on the train with until way after the hype? What's one that you almost missed?
I mean, my problem is I always get on too early, and then the hype kind of catches up. Like I don't know, Destiny, No Man's Sky. I play them really early, and then I'm like, okay, well I'm kind of done with that game. And then like No Man's Sky, they keep patching in more new stuff. Like VR's coming in the summer, and more creatures and more planets and more stuff, and it's such a better game now, 3 years after release.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm already kind of tired of it.
See, for me, I didn't play Majora's Mask until like at least 3 years after it was out.
Oh.
I've watched people play it, but I never had a 64. So
You've never had a 64?
no,
Well,
I
until-
did my first full playthrough on the Wii because it was on the Virtual Console.
Really?
I highly recommend the 3DS re-release of Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I've actually watched some comparison videos of it, and
Yeah.
it looks pretty good. But I have gotten around to beating it. It took a while, but yeah, that was one that I missed out on. I don't know how.
I'm just doing my first playthrough of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh, that's a good one.
The problem is I'm trying to force the way I play like the Batman games into that. But
How's the grappling hook working for you?
no, basically you just jump in a fight and hit counter at the right time.
Yeah.
But this game, the enemies are smart. They get behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Where Batman, they're all like, let's just come at the side. So you just tap B.
They fight like it's the traditional Adam West Batman, where they all just sort of stand there wiggling their fists.
And my favorite line, knock him down and stomp on his face. It's clear strategy.
Yeah. But in The Witcher, they're more like, hey, I'm a beast. I'm going to eat you.
Yeah, and it's like, I've never met you before, so I hope this spell hurts.
Yeah. That is true. That's one of those games, kind of like Fallout 2, where there's just so much lore.
Yep.
I could really see, like, you pick up a book and you read it, and it's like 50 pages of backstory on a monster that you may never meet. And I'm like, they had to pay a writer to make this. and like most of the people that are playing it aren't even going to pick up the book, let alone read it.
There's actually Polygon's doing this series recently on YouTube called Unraveled, and this guy Brian Gilbert, he read every single book in Skyrim and then ranked them.
Oh, we've got Skyrim book reviews.
Yeah.
I actually told my friend, he said, how's Breath of the Wild? And I said, it's like the best Skyrim game you've ever played.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm going to be honest with the whole Skyrim thing. I just started playing it after Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I've got it in VR, and that really brings it back.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid
I'm
to
like,
play VR games because I'm worried like somebody's going to break in my house and like take all my stuff, and I'll take the goggles off, and my house will be on fire or something.
Every once in a while, I'll be playing like Skyrim or Beat Saber or something. The controller will like brush a cushion on the couch, and I'm like, oh no, who's there?
Too vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't get in. Plus, I had a really bad experience with a virtual boy
Oh.
growing up.
Oh, you used one.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that's what you call a bad experience. I think for the listener too, they might not even know what a virtual boy is.
Virtual Boy is an epileptic seizure machine.
It's a rig you put on your face and it shoots lasers into your
Sorry,
eyes.
you don't put it on your face. It stands on a table.
yeah.
You put your face into it.
It looks like contemporary VR goggles, but it's on a stand with a thin, gross, almost GameCube prototype looking controller, and all the graphics are in harsh red.
Red vector lines.
Yes, it is the worst one.
Although new Nintendo VR, they got that Labo VR kit for like $80.
Was that the cardboard one?
Exactly.
Yep.
And Breath of the Wild is getting VR support with it. Full VR support. I have no idea what it's going to look like or how it's going to be, but it's going to exist this summer.
And they don't no stand. You just your console sits in there with the Joy-Cons coming out the side,
And you just
hold it up to your face like.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, like you're like working a periscope on a
Pretty
Nintendo
much.
submarine. See, I get worked up in games though. Like when I'm playing a fighting game, like we've got an arcade machine here, and when I'm playing like King of Fighters or something, I get really into it, and I'm worried that with that VR on, I'm gonna run through a window or something.
There's great videos of people like doing a climbing game and then they lean forward and
Oh,
they just
yeah.
fall in the middle of the showroom.
No. That's gotta be rough.
I wonder how many Darwin Awards are going to get given away once the VR gaming thing just like hits the mainstream.
Well, I remember
Yeah.
people lost their mind over Pokemon Go. They were like, they were worried people are going to run out into traffic. Like some people were playing it while they were driving and like were legitimately smashing into things. Do you think that there's going to be like what kind of unforeseen dangers do you think are going to be with the future of video games?
I mean, definitely, like, we've already seen Pokemon Go where people are, like, trespassing, going to dangerous places to get weird Pokemon.
And other people are using Pokemon lures in obscure areas to bait people to come and then they rob them.
I did not even... That's terrifying.
Yes.
That's the opposite of terrifying. That's the best fucking idea I've ever heard.
They're walking
that's
straight into the lured Pokestop and their head's down.
Yeah.
You don't even have to hide.
I know that's very
amazing.
It's
It's a perfect
kind
crime.
of entrepreneurial almost in a weird way.
It's a perfect crime because what do you say? You're like, I was being a nerd and I got robbed because of it. Like,
Yeah.
So how did you guys go about starting your podcast? Like, where did you two meet?
Oh,
Whoa.
that was high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just kind of... We were both similar interests, ended up in the same friend group, and just kind of organically grew from there.
Yeah.
And then after that, with the podcast, we just decided, hey, we have interesting conversations. Maybe other people would like to hear them.
Yeah, I think we were at like a midnight launch, and while we were talking, people just started circling around, and we were laughing and having a good time.
So it was like they were subscribing to a podcast, but like in real
Yeah.
life.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The vultures.
And what's the future of your guys' podcast? Like you've done the YouTube, you're kind of on Twitch. Like where? Because I mean, I think I'm just projecting sort of the end goal is you guys just want to be paid to play video games.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Like I think that's a good thing. But like, what's the future? What are you guys going to be going for?
I think we've got a pretty scalable thing going on right now where we kind of have like current events podcasts every week.
Yeah.
And then we've got just a deep dive into history of like a franchise or a gaming concept every month.
Yeah.
And I kind of see that carrying us for a fair while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's crazy when like I can't even remember what it was that the latest Grand Theft Auto made in like, money wise. Like video games have gone from something that was just thought of like, oh, this is just for kids, to being like this titan of industry, bigger than music or movies.
Absolutely.
It's strange. And it's odd seeing like other industries kind of glob on. Like, what's the best adaptation of like a TV or movie video game that you've seen? And I don't think we're going to include the Super Mario one.
The Super Mario Super Show? That's great.
Oh, yeah, that one too. I was thinking about the live action one.
Well, a weird hybrid I never thought would be like something that works is at the movie theater there's time play.
Oh, yeah. I'm
where
familiar.
we have the apps on our phone and you play along with everyone that's in the theater. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Or like there's even things like Jackbox,
Oh.
where people can be streaming and then playing with their audience. So it's like a double hybrid.
Yeah.
Where you're watching someone play a game and also playing with the thing that you're watching.
Yeah. Well, that kind of reminds me of like the Twitch plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That madness.
No
of just
kidding.
The
Oh, praise Lord
interactivity.
Helix.
Oh, that was a crazy experiment gone wrong. But you
Gone right.
gone right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose
they-
they did.
they did it.
Yeah, they did eventually beat it.
After like 4 different changes to the control scheme, they did it.
Yeah, eventually. But yeah, speaking of movies, you guys were actually just at a video game design award.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Design and Game Awards.
Yeah, how'd
not
that
just
go?
video games, but analog games too.
Tabletop
Tabletop
games. Oh man, I do like me some. The weird thing is, I love tabletop games, but when it's just me and my wife playing Uno at night, like
Oh,
I
yeah?
just keep on slamming down those +4s. And I know we're just getting closer and closer to like an argument, so we have to put it away.
+4 divorce.
And that's when she hits you with the reverse, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
should have got that prenup.
that's a change of color to prenup. But yeah, how was the award show?
Oh, that was a ton of fun. A little bit shaky because it is like the first year, kind of a learning experience for everyone involved.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. Scott MacArthur from Direct Play Expo put the whole thing together, and it was great being judges and like seeing them like honoring everybody, like BioWare, the guy who runs the Nerd List, got an award, and
I
Roxley
can't
Games-
remember
Kelly.
his Nathan. Is it
Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember his hat perfectly. I
No,
can't.
you're thinking of Nerd Network.
Nerd Network.
Yeah,
oh,
he has
yes.
the hat.
Oh my god.
Dan
Northern
Schessel.
Nerd Network.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes.
Another member of the Alberta Podcast Network,
Yeah.
Powered
there
by
you go.
ATV.
which we're in.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and people can find your podcast. Are you guys on all the platforms?
As far as I know.
iTunes, Tuned In, Stitcher,
Tuned
Google
in.
Play,
Yep.
Podbean. There's so many.
Spotify.
Spotify. Yep.
We're pretty much on every possible thing. If you can't find us with Press Start to join, then we're PS2J Show.
Ooh, and there's a UK company that runs video game tournaments called Press Start to Join, but it's the number 2. We only use the 2 when we're PS2J.
Okay. Oh, well, that just made it more confusing.
And in the city here, there's a convention. Press A to start,
Oh my God. Really?
and then we found another podcast. Press X to start, and there's Press Heart to continue.
What?
But generally, we're
That's
the
not
oldest.
even on a
This is-
controller.
Yeah, I know.
right?
This is all very creative.
Yeah, what is press heart to continue?
yeah.
Sounds like a CPR course.
I discovered these while trying to tune our SEO.
Okay, so the one thing that we were talking about on another one of my shows a while ago is video game addiction. Is that a real thing?
I don't think so. I mean, no more than you can be addicted to reading books or watching movies. It's a fun escape.
Yeah.
And you can be having an unhealthy amount of escapism in your life, absolutely. But video game specific addiction, I don't
Yeah.
think is a real issue.
Addiction's a thing, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think if you're addicted to like Fortnite, you wouldn't be like, well, I just need some like
I just need to freebase some Fortnite. I'm gonna snort me some Super Mario Brothers.
all I
Just
got
another V-Buck.
all I got right now is Candy Crush, and that'll get me through the like. It's not like that. That's why I don't think it's a video game addiction.
Candy Crush does sound like a drug, though.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, that really sounds. So, you guys have been doing the podcast now. It comes out every week,
Yeah, every Saturday.
every Saturday. Do you guys have anything like lined up? Any special like live events or anything? That's
That I'd like to,
yeah.
but What would we do?
I mean, there's
A live history?
There's
I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm gonna have to.
Yep, there you go. Now that's gonna be a thing.
The amount of editing I do.
Yeah, press heart to like my thing is going to be doing a live history now. That's how it's going to work.
Press start to hear me stammer and read.
That's got to be a weird thing, though, because there's so many like video game podcasts out there, but you really seem passionate about it, and you guys really play off each other very well. That's one thing I noticed with the Guacamelee, which is so weird to say that, but you guys, you seem like you were having genuine fun when you were doing it. Like, what else do you guys do to kind of separate yourself from the competition?
We have our core stories, like when Soylent's coming back to Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. I just like that. What are you doing to distinguish yourself? Cricket noise. Well, we're two white guys with a podcast.
Yep. Okay.
So
Never heard of that. Never heard of that.
No, well, we're a part of a network.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of comes down to just like we have our interests and we just want to spread those interests as much as possible. And if other people like them, then great. So like I like my tech. I talk a lot about what Apple's doing, the terrible things Facebook is doing, and just
overloads.
Yeah.
And I'm the wild card.
Do you have any like because we're wrapping it up right now, we're a little overtime, but do you guys have any like parting words of wisdom for anybody listening out there that is passionate about video games, trying to like get involved in it?
I mean, just do it. Try to put yourself out there. Be good to good people, and they'll be good to you, and then they'll help.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're generally growing.
Yeah.
Learning to approach people and hand a card, hardest thing ever, but
Yep.
yeah, we've been making contacts and stuff.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for coming on. People can find your podcast. How can they find you on social media?
PS2J Show. That's number 2 for 2 and everywhere.
Yeah, and they can look at your
Twitter.
Instagram and see your 140 amiibos.
173 and 4 rolling.
God.
Oh my God, Nick! Do you not have him highlighted in your Instagram feed?
I was trying
You're a
to.
terrible friend.
I didn't want to go too high.
Try to keep up.
170. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's Young Link and Daisy for Smash Bros.
And next up, you'll be getting Ken, limited edition from Japan.
No, just regular. Just
regular? You're not-
Scalpers,
oh.
Street Fighter. There's more people wanting that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, well, thank you for listening to this episode of the Quick and Slow Comedy Show. Make sure to give us 5 stars or like us or something. There's buttons. Push them. They help us out. Goodbye.